Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Take Two Podcast, episode 269. My name is Brian. I'm your host here for all of your Hollywood news, TV, and movie reviews, and of course, my Take Two. We have a great show for you guys today. Two big reviews. These are more award season-y style reviews, but I think you guys are going to enjoy them, and we'll circle back when we get to our award season-y stuff come March. But Titane and The Power of the Dog are going to be our movies we chit-chat about later on today. We have an absolutely loaded casting couch with some huge names sitting upon that. I can't wait for you guys to hear that. Some pretty good Hollywood news, some DC, some Marvel, some rumory stuff that we'll kind of glaze over a wee bit. And of course, we'll review our poll and the box office and all the goodies in between. Episode 269. Thank you guys for joining Take Two Podcast. Thank you for listening. Do appreciate it. Other ways you can experience the TTP is we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on the YouTube, and we are on Twitter as well. Sorry, TikTok, we're not there just yet. We just canceled our MySpace page the other day, so we'll get there eventually. But follow along on all of our socials. You can also leave a voicemail or text the hotline, 667-365-8253. That's 667-365-TAKE. Shoot a text, leave a voicemail all night or day long, and I will get back to you. We can chit-chat movies and TV and all that kind of stuff. Here's the big thing to do on the socials right now is that it's giveaway time, baby. It's the Christmas season. Why not give away some free stuff? And that's exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm going to make you earn it. Here's what we got. We just announced this. Our big announcement last week finally unveiled what prizes you can win if you let me know how much money is Spider-Man No Way Home going to make the opening weekend box office. Here, we always do our box office. It's coming up next. It'll be our next take. Oh, wow. Who left their phone on? Who left the phone on? Wow. Can't even blame anybody else on that one because I'm the only one here. Okay. Rookie, 269 episodes later. Whoa, let's shut that down. All right. Box office, we always deal with the opening weekend domestic numbers, right? That's it. Just your first 3 days domestic numbers. So that's what we got here. Tell me, how much loot is Spider-Man No Way Home going to make domestically opening weekend, December 17, 18, 19? Bing, and guess what you win? Whomever is the closest without going over, Bob Barker rules as always, you will win yourself some Take Two Podcast merch for you guys watching on YouTube. I'm holding them up right now. You will also win yourself an Amazon, nope, not Amazon, AMC gift card. Wow, we're on fire today, aren't we, kids? AMC gift card, which is much better than an Amazon gift card. Boom, and then of course, since it is Spidey, a Spider-Man Funko Pop, one of the brand new ones that is related to No Way Home. I will tell you folks, this came the other day. I ordered it to come in the mail, and my son got to open it, and his eyes were like, ah. I was like, no, you can't open it. You can only open it if you guess correctly the opening weekend box office numbers. And so he immediately submitted his bid for $11.77, and we'll see if the 4-year-old wins it. But hit me up, guys. Text, DM, comment below on any of our socials where the show has been dropped, any which way you want, and let me know your numbers. These entries must be in by December 14th before any, preemptive numbers start trickling across the board and you guys can cheat. Episode 269, 2 big reviews, lots of fun stuff. Let's get rocking and rolling. Let's get right into our box office. Box office this weekend, we predicted it last week. I told you straight up that Encanto is going to remain the winner, but it was close. It was close. They come in at $12.7 million. Good for them. Well done. They will not be the leader next week. We'll talk about that more at the end of this and going forward. Encanto is your number one at 12.7, puts it over $50 million. Rock on, Encanto. Again, we will talk about Encanto during award season time. Guys, I want to see this. I'm desperate to see it. It's getting great reviews, great talk, great buzz, as they say. I can't find a minute with the kids and whatnot to go grab it. I just don't want to be that creepy guy at the kid movie by himself, sitting there with his shoes off in the theater watching an anime thing. I've done worse. Number 2, Ghostbusters Afterlife. 10.3, just missed out on reclaiming that 1 seed. Good for them, though. Still, 4,000 theaters in Canada, 3,900 theaters, so they still have these movies out there. Good for them. What Ghostbusters Afterlife does do is puts itself over $100 million domestically. Well done, Ghostbusters. Good on you. Folks, if you haven't heard my thoughts on this, you can go back and check out episode 267, my thoughts there. High praise, high praise. There is a spoiler section as well, or forgot to mention this, we're also on Letterboxd now. The show has its own Letterboxd account, so come follow the show at Letterboxd. The Letterboxd written word stuff is going to be kind of quick overview type things, but just giving you guys another avenue. Number 3, House of Gucci, $6 million, puts it up to 33 total. The number 4, an opening, Christmas with the Chosen, The Messengers. This was a big Fathom Events thing. Made $40 million. It's $8 million overall because they had the extended week there. Number 5, Eternals. $3.9 million. Number 6, Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. 2.6. Dune at 1.8. Good for Dune, because why would anyone go see Dune? Well, no, I take that back. Was chatting with a buddy of mine who watched Dune on HBO Max, and he even said, he was like, man, I wish I could still go see this in the theaters because I feel I shouldn't have watched it on HBO Max. He's absolutely right. He should go watch it in the theaters. So, to the point of, I think some people are still out there saying, well, I watched it on HBO. I enjoyed it, but I think it would have been better had I seen it in the theater. You still have that opportunity there, kids. It's over $100 million. We passed that last week, but 1.8 for this week. Number 8, Clifford the Big Red Dog. Also at 1.8, just behind Dune there. And then number 9, King Richard. 1.2. Not making the money that it should. That movie deserves to be making more cash, in my opinion. It's not the greatest film of all time, but it is a good job, and Will Smith does a good job. There's some good acting performances. Again, I gave that review 3 weeks ago. Lastly, on a Funimation entertainment event, not familiar, but Sword Art Online. This is a Aria of the Starless Night. I'm not familiar what this event was, but hey, it made $1 million. In only 800 theaters, so good for them. Rock and roll. And Kanto is your big winner. Disney back on top for the box office 2 weeks in a row. They will not be there going forward because there's one big release coming out. I already have tickets in hand. In the going forward section, we shall chat about that. But for now, that wraps up our box office. Let's move right on to our poll results. Poll results, everybody. Usually, as the month kicks off, it's quite easy for us to just say, what are you looking forward to? What do you want to watch in December? And December 2021, there's probably not a stat somewhere out there, some stat cast or, that keeps track of these things. But if it's not the most loaded month of releases, I don't know what is. This month is absolutely just tons of great releases, not only streaming, but just theatrically, just in the theaters. And a lot of that, of course, is because things got bumped, things got pushed. Now you have movies that are looking for award season things that I'm looking forward to. And then you got some blockbuster ones that are coming out. So we asked straight up, tell me, what movie in December are you most looking forward to? Options on Twitter: Spider-Man, West Side Story, Sing 2, and then I put in other because there's so many this month coming out that I just really, anything you guys are interested in, let us know. And thankfully, in the comment below section, some of you guys jumped in there. That's what I was looking forward to. So on Twitter, Spider-Man wins at 55%. Kind of expected, especially since they just dropped that trailer last week. They've been just dropping a lot of stuff. It's the hot topic right now, and it's 2 weeks away. That doesn't surprise me that it wins so handily. West Side Story comes in second at 25%. Sing 2 comes in at 10%. Woohoo! And then Other comes in at 10%. Now, to that note, Other means comment below. Let us know your thoughts. Paul Seguin, frequent commenter. Paul, I'm not sure if you listen to the show. I hope you do because you comment on the socials all the time. What up? He wrote in all caps, West Side Story. That's awesome. I'm hoping he also voted. That was an option for the voting. So, Paul, if you double voted for West Side Story, rock on. Maybe you gave a vote for the Jets and a vote for the Sharks. You're equal opportunity voter there. That's awesome, Paul. So, I'm with you, buddy. I already have my tickets in hand, pal. I'm ready to go see it this Friday. Bergfan 004. Bergfan 004. Also, Chris. Bergfan, you're probably in a good mood, huh? Thanks to old John Harbaugh trying to go for 2. Made a little boo-boo there, didn't we, Johnny? I don't blame the guy for going for the win. You're on the road. You already have the best record in the AFC. But it does make me, as a Ravens fan hater, see them do good. Plus, my dad's side of the family is all Steelers fans. So, Berg fan, you're probably in a good mood because Steelers beat the Ravens. Anyway, he said Nightmare Alley. Awesome. Great choice. High on my list as well. I'm glad that you threw that out there for other people to see. Then, Ryan Terry, this phenomenal podcaster, big movie guy, super smart dude, decides to say, I'm just going to drop knowledge on all you folks. He goes, humble flex, I already have seen this. Nice, Ryan. Send me your screener, bud. I'm just kidding, Ryan. I love you. And then writes this long diatribe about how it's great and the cinematography and the bing and how great of a choice it is for him to pick Nightmare Alley. So I was like, thanks, Ryan. You just said something smarter in one tweet than anything I've ever written on Letterboxd. But he knows I was just kidding. Ryan, thank you very much, and thank you for always commenting along. Film Rage, guys, if you are listening, I really love you guys because you really hype other pods, and you're pretty an equal opportunity hyper, and that's awesome. And I love people that are just out for a good time and just out to help. We have a podcast recommendation segment on this show for that reason. It's just all good fun, and we want everyone to listen to lots of pods. This pod's only an hour each week. Jump onto somebody else's after that. Either way, Film Rage, you guys are good people, and they say, Kings, man, I'm sad that I'm seeing bad reviews for Kingsman because I'm with you, Film Rage. I really want to see it. I liked the first one. The second one was okay, but I still enjoy that world. I'm with you on that. I do want to see the Kingsman. All right, this one's getting long here. Facebook, over to the Facebook. Troy is the only commenter, and he says Spider-Man. Instagram, we've got Sam. Sam says Spidey as well. Sam had a date last weekend. Should I be telling you guys this? Talking to Sam, man. Sam's a younger dude, and he went out. Sam, hit me up. I want to know how the date went, buddy. And then lastly, Pancake for Table. Shy, what's up, man? He said Spider-Verse 2 was his answer. Now, are you making a pun that No Way Home technically is going to be a Spider-Verse thing? Or were you just excited because the trailer for Spider-Verse Part 2, Part 1, which we'll talk about later, came out, and you're excited for that? But that doesn't come out until, that movie doesn't come out until October of next year. So I think he was making a funny that No Way Home is Spider-Verse 2, like because we're having all these other Spider-Mans. I think just the timing that then we had an actual Spider-Verse trailer drop, the animated thing. Either way, Shy, you're phenomenal. Great job. Guys, too many votes for Spider-Man. Spider-Man is your winner. Everyone's excited. I'm looking forward to it in 2 weeks, but we have plenty of time to discuss that later on this show and more. So there's your winner. Don't forget our poll drops every single Thursday across all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and you can vote all the way until Sunday, 3 days long. Also, by the way, Twitter, 69 votes. Not bad. Good numbers. Did you guys do that on purpose because you're like, ooh, episode 269, and there's 69 votes? Bada bing, huh? That all adds up. Good on you. All right, let's jump on to our review segment section. We're going to lead things off with Titane. Hour and 48 minutes this film is. It is a French film. It has already won the Palme d'Or at Cannes. This was, remember Spike Lee made that little boo-boo at Cannes when he was announcing the winners and he said the wrong name, and then, his English to French little translation issue there, language barrier action, and then he wound up announcing this by accident. He wasn't supposed to just yet. Either way, we talked about that way back in Cannes when this thing won. But this has already been submitted for foreign language film. I can tell you right now, circle your Oscar ballot. It's probably, most likely, definitely going to win foreign language film. This is the most mind F of a movie maybe I've ever watched. That's not like some, B-level nonsense. Of a legitimate film. It's just out there, man. It's out there. This woman, she gets in a car accident when she's young. As a child, they have to put a metal plate in her head. Almost like a titanium alloy. There you go. That's where the name comes from. And so then we just fast forward. She gets this car accident. They put the metal plate in her head. Now she's a 20-something-year-old lady, and she's doesn't have the most reputable profession, using her body, if you will. But she's at car shows and showing things off and getting tips there, if you will. And something happens where she decides to hop into a car one evening. She hops out of the shower and walks nude to this vehicle, which is in the car showroom. And the car is alive, very Christine-esque, and she hops in the back seat, and she has intercourse with said vehicle. Folks, I'm going to tell you, I've seen many a smooching scenes in film. We all have, right? You watch cinema, and I'm talking regular movies, not those other movies that you get on the internet. This was one of the steamier scenes in cinema, and it's her in the backseat of a car, no other people's. Great performance of her in the backseat of the car. And there's other smooching scenes in this film. They pale in comparison to the art that we get for her in the backseat of this vehicle. I mean, the car's bouncing up and down. Anyways, so she gets preg from the vehicle. How? It doesn't explain. Why? Who cares? She just gets pregnant from the car. How does she realize she's pregnant from the car? Because bodily fluids that normally come from a pregnant woman come out of her, i.e. from her, her breasts and then whatever's, but it's motor oil. It's fantastic, right? So it's like, wait a second, did the car get her pregnant because she's got now motor oil running through her reproductive organs? At the same time, this is all going down. She's figured out she's pregnant from the vehicle. Murders are being committed. She's on the run because she's killing people. Not because she's pregnant by a car, just because she's a questionable individual, right? She winds up pairing up with this man who lost his son years ago. Can't find his son many moons ago, and he's distraught. He and the wife broke up. Obviously, they're devastated. He now finds her. She's on the run, so she changes her appearance so that no one knows who she is, to look like a boy. This guy now finds her at the police station. They think she's a dude. And he goes, "That's my son. That's definitely my son. I just haven't seen him in 15 years. Come with me, son." Well, now she's like, all right, gets me away from the cops, goes with him. She doesn't say a word, by the way. She says maybe 7 words this whole film. No joke. Now there's a whole thing about him trying to get his son to now accept the life. Like, you're back. We love you. I don't care about your questionable decisions. You're now one of us. In the meantime, she's getting more and more pregnant. Her belly is growing. And it's such a wild film, man. It is so wild. I highly recommend this movie. Yes, it's a mind F. You're like, what the crap is going on right now? But at the same time, it's brilliantly made. Brilliantly made. Julia Ducarno, breakout director. She does a fantastic job. Some of the scenes, man, like when she's walking, the woman is walking towards the vehicle, and the vehicle is like lusting her towards it. Tastefully done. Tastefully done. There's a scene where this guy is too forceful coming into the car, and she goes hands on with the guy, and bing, and it's a very, very well made film, a very thought provoking film where you're just like, this is nuts. Like the decisions that she would make and the decisions that anyone would make, and I don't want to give too much away with the father and daughter son dynamic that happens here. But let me tell you guys, Palme d'Or winner for a reason. Breakout star, get ready to see more of, and granted, it's a French film, so I don't know if Agatha Roussel will translate over to America. I hope she does, because she does a fantastic job. Again, she says 7 words. We'll call it 17 words, whole film. So all of her performance is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. She plays a impregnated by a car woman, the best I've ever seen, 100%. Vincent Linden then plays her dad, in quotes, and he does a great job. Also, freaking jacked, man. And granted, part of his shtick is that he's taking the juice. But Vinny, I'm 40 now. I could use a little extra boost in the. Wait, let me don't finish that sentence. That sentence almost came out way wrong. Anywho, huge muscular dude. He's a firefighter, whatever. And that's a part of this character. I'm rambling because I can only say this one thing. This movie is brilliantly made. You need to sit back and kind of like, hang on, what am I getting myself into? This is going to be a wild ride, pun intended. That still, at the end of the day, the directorial movements, the cinematography, everything across the board here, and then the performances from Linden and Roussel are just a lot of their scenes where no words are spoken, and they're just Vincent's talking too much, and she's just looking at him. It's really well done. It's really, you can't take your eyes off of the screen. I promise you that. You really cannot stop watching this. And I don't mean it in like this is bat-esque crazy, I don't want to watch this like type thing. No. Yes, it's a wild ride. Again, pun. But I think you guys will really enjoy this, or at least, here's the deal. It's going to get a nom for foreign language film. Probably going to win foreign language film. So be prepared for that. And if you are like I, and you, when award season comes around, which is a month away, want to watch all of these films, you're going to need to watch this anyway. Rentable right now on Prime. I rented it on Prime. It's $7. It is worth your $7. If you want to wait till after the Christmas season because your Saturday nights are taken up with Christmassy movies, I understand. But you're going to want to watch this movie. I highly recommend Titane. It is awesome. It is such a well-made film, in a way that you can't stop thinking about it the entire time. Okay, all done with Titane. Moving along to an American film, The Power of the Dog. Just released over the weekend on Netflix. This is starring Benedict Cumberbatch, Kirsten Dunst, Jesse E. Plemons, and breakout star, another one, 2 breakout stars over the weekend, Cody Smith-McPhee. He is the younger kid in this one. Directed by Jane Campion. I will lead off. Again, we're talking award season-y stuff here. Jane Campion will get a Best Director nomination out of this. Cumberbatch, probably actor nom, at least in some award show. Maybe not Oscars, but you will see his name thrown out there. I hope so. I can see people are in love with Dunst for supporting actress. I can see some folks that like Plemons. Okay, probably. I won't get angry if they get it, depending on who doesn't get it in that realm, if you understand. Cody Smith-McPhee won't get any nominations, but he does a phenomenal job. This movie is very well acted across the board. Every single actor, top notch the entire way here. Jane Campion, boy, can this woman work a camera. She and her DP did a fantastic job of shooting the Old West of giving you the entire scenery, but then bringing you in tight for the dramatic moments that you're trying to learn. Plemons gets married to Kirsten Dunst. Plemons' older brother is Benedict Cumberbatch. Cumberbatch plays a jerk. He is a big-time jerk. He talks trash to everybody, doesn't give a hoot what he says. He is out for him, and that is it. And that's it. He's just mean. He's just a mean dude. They then go, but Dunst has a son, and they are nice people. Plemons, a nice guy. Fun fact, did you guys know that Plemons and Dunst are together in real life? Did not know that until I was doing a little research on this film. Good for both of them. That's for some reason I'm like, I wouldn't have pictured that together, but now that I see them together, that makes sense for me. Is that how do you combine those names? Dummons? Or is that the Dummons couple? They're the Dummons. Anyway. So the son, by McPhee, he probably is gay. He's very flamboyant. Again, this is 1800s. That's not like a thing, right? A little flamboyant, doesn't march to the beat of all the other cowboys. He likes to do art things. He wants to be a surgeon. He goes and captures a rabbit, and they're like, ooh, dinner. Then they find out that he captured the rabbit so he could dissect it and learn what's going on because he wants to be a surgeon when he gets older. Does a amazing job here. He does a fantastic job with this character. This movie, okay, that's the crux of the film. Now they all move in together. You've got nice people. You've got super mean Cumberbatch. Will they learn from each other? Some of these characters now need to take a turn to accept that now they are part of each other's lives. And the subtleties for each of these characters, is what drives this film. You can see little bits and pieces of each one of those main four that changes throughout the film, and why do they change and what happens. I don't want to give anything away because you do need to watch. Now, here's the kicker, folks. Be ready. This is the slowest of burns. The slowest of burns. It goes by so slow. Are you bored? No. Are you watch checking? Maybe. But it's worth it because the way this movie develops, this way this thing moves forward, the story is told in such a way that by the time you get to the end, now you're like, okay. Now, I understand there's folks out there that hate that. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I'm not the biggest fan of the final scene wraps everything up that you just spent 2 hours trying to figure out what the F is going on type deal, right? But in this, it kind of makes sense where you're kind of picking up on little bits, and now we get to the end, and it's like, I saw it coming. I saw that happening. Wow, I can't believe those decisions that character made, and then, wow, look at what happened to said character. That's it. Be prepared for a very slowly paced film, guys. I recommend you stick with it. I recommend you try and, just power through some of the early 38 minutes where you're like, what is happening? I'm not totally sure here. So if you can do that, I think on the whole, most everyone will enjoy The Power of the Dog, and we will be seeing The Power of the Dog's name mentioned later on. I mean, it had, Toronto, the TIFF, Toronto Film Festival noms, a whole bunch of award season things already that it's already been out there for. So, last thing I will wrap on, this is, in my opinion, easily Benedict Cumberbatch's best performance. Don't forget, the guy is British. He's now giving you a Western cowboy accent. He's also being an arsehole the entire time. His character arc is the grandest of them all. He does a fantastic job. I fully expect and hope that he does get that nomination. And we'll just see who he's up against as to whether I want him to win or not. Easily his best performance by far. That's going to wrap our reviews, guys. I hope you enjoyed them. I highly recommend seeing both of these films. Both of them are a buckle up for what you're about to see type deal. But Power of the Dog, Titane, recommended, coming from Take Two Podcast. Check them out right now. All right, done with the box office, done with our poll, done with our reviews. Now, story time. Who wants a little bit of Take Two story time here? Hang on, a little swig if you don't mind. Anybody out there in Take Two land who would prefer if I edit out the swigs that we take? Does that just make you thirsty? No? Okay, good. Keeping them going. Rocking and rolling. Christmas season's happening. We're decorating Christmas. The school they're decorating. My son is 4, pre-K, and he comes home and he's asking about mistletoe. What is mistletoe? They put up mistletoe at school, and we're like, oh, we have mistletoe too, bud. We'll tell you. So we tell him what happens. You stand under the mistletoe. You got to give a kiss to the person you're under there with. We've all been there. We've all been that young. At 4, obviously too young, but I remember in grade school being like, holy crap, if I could get caught under the mistletoe with Gretchen Bohr somehow, that would be insane. Don't worry, I don't think Gretchen listens. First crush, 6th grade. First kiss too. Spin the bottle. 6th grade also. Anyway, that's a wow, different story time. Okay, so mistletoe, bing. We tell my son all about it. And he's like, ugh, gross, kiss girls, that's disgusting, whatever. So I've been teasing him, as dads do about, having girl classmates, whatever. And so I was like, hey, bud, what would happen if you and Taylor got stuck underneath the mistletoe there? And he's just like, ugh, no, never. What about Maeve? What if you got stuck? No, disgusting. What about if you got stuck under the mistletoe with Audrey? What would happen? Okay, fine. I guess I was like, whoa, we got a winner. Ding, ding, ding. Okay. I set him up on that one. Didn't even mean to, but we found out who he's got his sight set on. I guess that's his 4-year-old Gretchen Bohr. It would be her. Either way, fun stuff. Love it. Love the innocence of Christmas time. Guys, going forward, we will do a Christmas special a little bit closer to Christmas, trying to mix it up a wee bit, something outside of just, hey, what's your top 5 favorite Christmas movies of all time? I will tell you this. I did add Ted Lasso, Season 2, Episode 5, I want to say it was, 4 or 5. Carol of the Bells is the episode number that dropped in August into my rewatch Christmas rotation. So I've been checking out the Home Alones and the Christmas stories and the vacation, done. But I was like, you know what? I need to add that episode of Ted Lasso because it's one of the greatest Christmas episodes of any sitcom of all time, and rewatched it just for the heck of it. None of the other seasons, just that Christmas episode. Also, if I could recommend one film for everyone to watch and add into their rotation, I haven't done it yet, but it is on the docket. Fat Man. This is the Nelms brothers, Mel Gibson, Walter Goggins. Mel is Santa, Walter Goggins is a hitman after him. Sounds nuts. We had Ian Nelms on the show, and he's fantastic, great people, and they made a fantastic movie. So Fat Man, it's out there for you guys to VOD. Add that to your Christmas list. We raved about that movie last year, and highly recommend adding that to your rotation going forward. All right, done with story time, guys. Buckle up, because we're about to jump onto this casting couch, and it is loaded. Nicolas Cage, heard of him? Yeah, he's going to be playing Dracula. If I couldn't think of a better person to play Dracula right now. Man, the picture they got for him, too, in the AP bio for when they put this out there, he just looks like Dracula. Like, just whiten his face a wee bit, add in some teeth, and boom, he's done. Renfield is the name of the project. This comes straight out of Bram Stoker's, original book from way back in the day. They're doing an origin story. Nicholas Hoult is going to be playing Renfield. Cage is playing Dracula. Chris McKay is going to be directing. Everything about this sounds great. I'm not sure how much we're deviating from the book, obviously, because it's present day stuff, but rock and roll. Rob Schneider is going to be doing a serious crime drama called Dead Wrong. He has been added to the cast. It already has Katrina Bowden, already has Cress Williams, and already has Chet Hanks. And we're going to throw in Rob Schneider. I wonder if Schneider's like, Sandler's been doing some dramas. I could do some dramas. Sandler's my boy. Let me call up Adam. Dramas are easy? Yeah. All right, I'm going to do it. So now he's going to jump into the drama route. But so good on you. Schneider's one of them dudes, man. He's so talented, but you just know him so well from the slapsticky, over-the-top campy comedies, where maybe seeing him in a legit drama might be difficult. But I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what we get. Ghosted. We talked about this before. Chris Evans and ScarJo Apple. This is a romantic action movie that actually Evans came up with the idea for, and they pitched it at Sundance to some people. It got picked up by Apple. Evans already has that connection with Apple, obviously. ScarJo's out. Sorry, folks. ScarJo is out. She has scheduling conflicts to film, so now there is no ScarJo. That's kind of a bummer because we know their chemistry is great. They've worked together so many times, even outside the MCU. They did a couple rom-coms. The name is escaping me. Please, somebody text me the name of that film. And so already from the get, you already knew the ScarJo, Chris Evans chemistry was there, but out goes ScarJo, in comes red hot Ana de Armas. That's awesome because her and Evans already have a chemistry. We already know they've already worked together. Now they're going to be working together on this project. She's red hot right now after what she did in No Time to Die. And so we're getting action, we're getting romance. These are the things we already know she can do. Rock on. So this is 2 action films now that she books post No Time to Die, and all I want to see is her as 006 being a secret agent in that James Bond world going forward, because she was fantastic in that movie. She did such a great job. Either way, this will help her out. This is an Apple product. I will say there, folks, I couldn't find if this is releasing just to Apple or also theaters. I think we will get this in theaters. I will look into that going forward, and once we find that out, let you know. Uglies is a Mick G dystopian fantasy film that he's putting together. Going to be on Netflix. They have rounded out their cast: Joey King, Keith Powers, and just added Laverne Cox to that one. Bad Monkey, back to Apple. This is Bill Lawrence on Apple. Hello. It's already working once with Ted Lasso. Why not more? Although this is more of a drama. This won't be a comedy, but love the Bill Lawrence. Apple's obviously, he and they work together. Bad Monkey is the name of the project. Michelle Monaghan, Jodie Turner-Smith, and Vince Vaughn already attached to that project. I don't know details on the actual project, but I like all the names that I just said. But I mean, big time anticipation for the film Emancipation. Again, Apple project. Again, Apple is dominating. Antoine Fuqua, this is his thriller. It already has Ben Foster. It already has Will Smith. It already has Mustafa Shakir. And now they've added Imani Pullen to the cast. Really looking forward to that one. Emancipation going to be coming on Apple. Antoine Fuqua will be directing that. Lastly, and this just came across the wire, Fred Astaire biopic. Who out there could you pick to play Fred Astaire? He's got to be able to dance. He's got to be able to do a little bit of singing. He's got to be able to look the part. Young guy, young, thin guy, dark hair maybe. What can we get? I know who we're getting. Tom Holland. Remember 2 weeks ago when I said I think Tom Holland projects as the next king of Hollywood in a few years? If he keeps upon this path, he might already be there for some. But then Chalamet drops Dune, and he's like, oh, hey, remember me? I'm uber talented as well. And a couple of Tom Holland's choices recently have not been so great outside of Spidey. This may put it right back on there. This may put him right back on the map like he fell off. Holland is Fred Astaire. I can't think of a better casting. That is perfect to me. Don't believe me. And do you think his audition was the lip sync battle with the Singing in the Rain whole thing that he did? Granted, that was the Rihanna version, whatever. But this is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Fred Astaire, biopic, Tom Holland, bing. Wrapping up our casting couch, moving along to the Hollywood news. Talked last week about a Harry Potter HBO Max reunion thing. Well, we got a little teaser trailer. Invitations are out. It is time to come back to Hogwarts. 1/1/22, January 1st, 2022, HBO Max. You're going to get this big reunion special. And I mean, they've got everybody. They've got everyone, essentially, who's still alive to come back, which makes me already sad for those who have passed. But they got all the big stars back, and that's awesome. And, I mean, the biggest one championing this thing, which I don't know why it's a little bit of a surprise to me. But either way, Emma Watson seems to be the biggest one really pushing this and putting on her socials and all that jazz. Maybe the other ones just don't have the social media following that Watson does. Scream, coming up faster than we think. I'm very excited for it, of course. And some of the producers on there have said, oh, we're not done. This isn't just, there's a reason we renamed it Scream and just not Scream Part 4. So are we getting a new trilogy starting with this? Kind of looks that way. Have been loving their social promotions where they're kind of giving you like, it's always someone you know is the killer. And they keep showing like every actor involved with the mask. They take, oh, love it. Their marketing is like I wasn't going to watch already. But we might be getting a full trilogy of Screams going forward. Does that mean Sydney is going to die? We'll talk about that later. All right, Mad. I've been burying this lead, honestly. I should have pushed this to later, but I'm just going to give it to you guys now. Magic Mike 3. Oh, it's a go. It's a go, baby. Magic Mike 3. It's happening. Craig, pull over because I know you're rejoicing in your car right now. Meep. You are. I know it. I can feel it. Whatever. The script came across. What's his name? The guy, the dancer. I don't even care. Fun fact: I've never seen 1 or 2. Is that a shocking revelation there? Not seen 1 or 2. I'll ask the wife how they were. Either way. All right, moving along. The Boys, we knew they were going to do an animated spinoff that has now been confirmed. It's going to be called Diabolical. That's coming to Amazon Prime. Peacock also announced they have an animated series for Supernatural Academy. Boom. So good animated series coming out in 2022. We got the trailer for 1883. This is the spinoff prequel series to Yellowstone. Anybody not watching Yellowstone, hustle up and catch up. The season's been fantastic so far. Ep5 just dropped last night. But 1883 is the prequel for it. The Dutton Ranch, how they became so powerful. Tim McGraw, Sam Elliott. Looks good. Not a lot to say about the trailer. It looks good. I'm already in. Can't wait for that one. That's going to be dropping later on this month. And then lastly, do you folks remember the story about the grandmother that texted the wrong guy about come on over for Thanksgiving dinner. And jokingly, they went back and forth. This isn't me, who you think it is, whatever. Then the guy jokingly said, can I come get a plate anyway? And Grandma was like, come on over. Well, now 6 straight years now, the gentleman has come over to their house, and Grandma has invited him and his spouse, I suppose, over. They've joined them for Thanksgiving dinner, and it's just one of the more beautiful, heartwarming stories in that you don't get enough of in our country these days, where we're so divided politically, racially, etc. Thanks to whatever's. This is just a heartwarming thing that actually happened in real life, where people, totally different cultures, totally different backgrounds, they come together and they just share a meal, and everything is great. Because of that, Netflix says, we're going to make a movie out of this. Rock and roll. Good on you, Netflix. I'm glad you're going to promote this story and just give us another heartfelt, good thing that actually happened in the real life. So good for them. Hopefully we get a cameo out of the real life grandma and the real life gentleman that goes over and, get them all involved in that. So good for that. I don't have a title or anything. When that comes across the board, I shall let you know. All done with the Hollywood news. Now it's time to announce our trivia time winner from episode 268. Nobody! Folks, I gave you probably, in my opinion, one of the easiest trivia time guesses ever. You know what it was, though? All right, so we gave you, obviously, When Harry Met Sally was the scene. Meg Ryan doing her imitation of faking an orgasm, right? That was the trivia time. But then I added in the little caveat of the woman that says, I'll have what she's having. Adding in, who was that actress? Maybe folks didn't know. This is a little fun fact. That's Rob Reiner's mom. She was there. She was on set. They had it in the last second. It wasn't in the script. It was like, hey, throw her in there, have her say it just for fun. Little fun factoroo. So there's the answer. Maybe that's why nobody chimed in on that. But trivia times, we haven't had one yet today. Let's see if we get one going forward. Text 667-365-8253. You can DM if you want. You can shoot an email, take2podcast@gmail.com. Hit me up in any capacity. Let me know if you know the winners for the trivia time. It's not for prizes. It's just for fun. But there we are. Trivia time winner has been announced. I did speak to a frequent trivia time winner, and he told me that one's so easy, I'm just going to let somebody else win. Nobody else won. We went over on this one. Don't even have one yet for this week because of it. We're soured. All right, moving on. Time for a little DC discussion. DC discussion time. Not a lot here, except some unveiling. Helen Mirren made some boo-boos. We got a trailer. We did get an announcement for a podcast. Let's lead off with the podcast. Batman the Animated Series. Remember that show? 1992. Ran for 85 episodes. Arguably one of the greatest animated series of all time. Is it because I was 11 when that came out? No, it's because it was that amazing. They're going to continue it in audio form. So basically a podcast continuing that series right where it left off. So essentially episode 86 going forward. And we're going to get audio eps. And Kevin Conroy is back. So boom, baby. Boom. It said all original voices. It said Kevin Conroy and all original voices. So does that mean we're getting Mark Hamill? That'd be great. More on that as it develops and when that starts going. I mean, I can already foresee a podcast recommendation in the future of Batman the Animated Series. Go check it out. It's across all platforms. Peacemaker, we got the trailer. John Cena's thing. I mean, it just looks like the Peacemaker character that we got from the Suicide Squad earlier this year. Going a little above and beyond. It almost looks like another Suicide Squad to me. Like he's putting together a team, misfits. They don't all know each other. They don't all like each other. Now they're on a mission. That's what we just watched with Suicide Squad. But whatever. If you guys are into that character, rock on. And then lastly, the Helen Mirren thing. I said, she's in Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Shazam 2 coming up next year. And she was like, yeah, I play a goddess, and Rachel Ziegler is a third goddess. Ooh. We weren't supposed to know that, Helen. We were not supposed to know that Rachel Ziegler is going to be playing a goddess in that. So Ziegler had to comment. She's like, has anyone seen my bag? I used to have a cat in it, but apparently it's out. Like, you weren't supposed to tell anybody. Now, listen, starting next week, in about 8 days from you listening to this, Rachel Ziegler is going to be huge. She's going to absolutely blow up. She's the lead. She's Maria in West Side Story. She's in other things coming up, Snow White and etc. And now we know she's in Shazam. This lady is about to be huge. And like 9 months ago-ish or whatever, we sent her a message through Take Two, seeing if she wanted to come on the show. And I think she liked it. And I was like, so hopeful. I was like, if I could book her on the show before she becomes super popular. Nope. Missed that opportunity. Rachel Ziegler, tried to get you on the show. Wanted you on the show before you became famous. In about 8 days, I'll have a 0% chance of getting you on the show. Nuts. All right, DC discussion is all done. On to the Marvel Minute. All right. First, the Sony producers say we're doing another trilogy and it's involved in the MCU. Then we kick it over to the MCU and they say, oh yeah, we've got Holland booked for 3 more Spider-Mans and it will be in the MCU. And then Feige comes out and is like, not really. I don't know. Pump the brakes. Why are we saying this? Granted, that's Feige saying that. He always says that. I think the answer is yes, Holland is still on board. I think the answer is yes, we're getting 3 more Spider-Mans. And I think the answer is yes, we're getting them in the MCU. You want to call them confirmed? Okay. I don't know if we officially can, even though some outlets are reporting that we officially can. So anybody out there that's about to send me the link saying officially confirmed, rock on, send it to me. Post it on our Take Two Facebook group page. That's awesome. But I don't know, there's people, hush, hush, no, not yet type thing. Holland also has a movie coming out in February with Mark Wahlberg, and then he's booked as Fred Astaire. So he's got other things happening. Either way. Back to Benedict Cumberbatch. He says for Spider-Man No Way Home, he refused on purpose to read the entire script. He read all the Doctor Strange things. He went into like the reasoning for each scene, and he had his assistant read it and kind of give him the essence of the scenes, why. So, and then he obviously got his lines out of it so that way he could base his performance off of that. But he did not want to read the entire script, i.e. like the ending and all that, because he didn't want to mess up with the spoilers. He knows how tight-lipped, especially this film, needed to be. So he did not read all of it because he did not want to be able to even give away, right? Plausible deniability. He had no idea what was going to happen, so therefore he couldn't give away the secrets. Helen Mirren, take note, lady. Anyway, Rogers the Musical on the Hawkeye series. We're right in the middle of the Hawkeye series. That episode 1 gave us Rogers the Musical. A lot of fun. Looks silly. Super funny. We've been talking about this since the trailer dropped, 8 months ago. Apparently, enough people are loving it that word on the street is they're thinking of writing a Rogers the Musical and literally putting it on Broadway. Rock on. Here's my issue with that. It's not an issue. It's not an issue at all. You have people out here, hard-working artists out here, writing and scripting and trying to figure things out. Go watch the movie Tick, Tick, Boom, and you'll see how hard it is for even a brilliant mind to get something produced on off-Broadway, let alone Broadway. But because this has brand recognition and names attached to it already, i.e. Captain America, not actual like Stephen Sondheim names, RIP, but names like that were like, oh, if we just put Captain America on stage, people will go see it. They're not wrong. It just bums me out that people coming up with original content have to bust their hump where this silly thing they can easily turn into a legitimate Broadway show that they'll put on Broadway and it'll run for 12 weeks and then bomb or not bomb. And that's it. And it'll be that easy. While there's other artists out here. This is coming from someone who failed at making a career in acting. Whatever. I'm not bitter. Anyway, Rogers' Musical, it might be a legit thing. All right, lastly, Kevin Feige did something he's never done before. He admitted that, yes, a casting is going to happen. If Daredevil shows up in the MCU, if he's there, Feige confirms that Charlie Cox will be playing the Daredevil. That's awesome. That's also mind-blowing because if you are now introducing, ready, everybody? If you're now introducing Charlie Cox as Daredevil, you've now introduced us into that world that was all on Netflix. Wow, my voice cracked. I'm that excited. Which means we're getting Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin, right? Which means we're getting Mike Coulter's Luke Cage, right? Which means we're getting Jessica Jones. Which means we're getting Iron Fist. Which means we're getting all of those characters, the majority of which, yes, John Bernthal's Punisher, right? Right? Minds are blown. I'm all in. Listen, I love Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I thought they did a phenomenal job. They took some liberties towards the end of that final season with how vast his powers are or how strong they are. Like the guy actually can see the whole time. I was like, whoa, all right. They kind of soured the earlier stuff, season 1 for me, but phenomenal job. I love Charlie Cox being cast in it. I want him to play Daredevil forever. He does a fantastic, great job. Does this mean we're getting the other people? Does this mean we're getting Kingpin? Does this mean we're getting Luke Cage? Those actors playing them? Are we? That's where your head has to go. Well, if we're getting one, we got to be getting them all because that's that world, that's that universe. And we have 2 movies right now between Spider-Man and then Multiverse of Madness, stupid Doctor Strange film that are gonna involve all these people and put them all together. And we're not even talking about going forward. When does Quantumania come out and put everyone? So it's easy to be done to put them in that world, and that's not a question. I love it. I'm in. Give me the Cox. Damn it. Did that one on purpose. superheroes. All right, done with Marvel. On to going forward. Guys, this was a quick show. I'm actually surprised because we had a lot to talk about, but we're kind of powering through here. Going forward, West Side Story, one of, if not my top most anticipated film of 2021. I'm happy to say it's getting good reviews. I'm happy to say things are looking up, and I have my tickets in hand for this Friday to go see West Side Story in the theater. I'm very pumped. Will be our main review for next week, episode 270, and that is out in theaters this Friday, Thursday night if you're able to swing that. Being the Ricardos is coming out to limited release. Probably not going to get around to that because it does drop on Prime on the 21st of this month. But if it's in a theater in your city, you want to go rock that out, have at it. Also in the theaters, Agnes. Looks like a scary movie about a nun. Sean Gunn is in it. Chris Sullivan's in this. Molly C. Quinn also in this. That's your big theater releases. Netflix, baby. Sandy is back. Sandra Bullock in The Unforgivable. This looks great. This looks like a heavy drama. Definitely will be checking that out. That'll be our number 2 review for episode 270 next week. Also, animated movie Back to the Outback. Looks silly. Looks fun. Looks cool for the kids. Interesting they dropped this. Like, there's so many. There's like David and the Elves and all these other, Christmassy things for the kids right now dropping. And then you throw this one in here just on the side. Not everybody celebrates Christmas, Brian. Wake up. HBO Max, Stargirl Season 2 drops on HBO Max starting this weekend. I kind of purposefully did not keep up with it just for timeline and scheduling, thinking I will now binge all Stargirl Season 2. I really enjoyed Season 1. It was a surprise hit for me, so I'm looking forward to Stargirl Season 2. So I think I'll chip away at that starting this weekend. I did enjoy that. Disney Plus, the Welcome to Earth, Will Smith, drops this week, probably as you're listening to it, because it comes out on Wednesday. But that is out on Disney Plus this week. This is Will Smith going across the country, or the world, and looking at, wonders of the world and nature and fun stuff like that. Looks like a blast. And then the other thing is Holiday Light Fight is back, baby. Bum, bum, bum. I will tell you, folks, I've already had 3 neighbors compliment the house. We're not even done yet. I'm still waiting for stuff that I ordered early November to show up. That's what I get for ordering from China. Either way, it said it was supposed to be the 29th of November, and it's still not here. Regardless, we're not even done decorating the house. But we've already had 3 neighbors compliment it, and then 2 ladies came down. One was picking up a thing that my wife gave away on the Facebook market group, whatever, and said, I think I need to move into your cul-de-sac because you guys go all out for your holidays. We've only been here for 2 holidays. This is fantastic. We're 2 for 2. And this lady already wants to move and be our neighbor just because we decorate the house great. Is there a better compliment for the Clark Griswold inside of me? No. Woohoo! That makes me very happy. But Holiday Light Fight, I'm going to try and get on this bad boy in a couple of years. I will be honest. I don't love the inflatables, but the wife does, the kids do, and we have 5 of them now. Yeah, whatever, right? I have other. That's why I want my other items that are non-inflatables to hurry up and show up so I can counterbalance. We have the lights, we have the house decorations, and then, yes, also some inflatables on the side. One of the inflatables is the Millennium Falcon. The thing's gigantic, 9-foot thing, inflated, takes up half the yard. Fine by me, whatever. Clark Griswold is my spirit animal. I love the decorating. Are we talking about movies anymore? I said Clark Griswold. That counts, right? Stay tuned. We'll be doing some fun Christmassy specialty episodes. Thank you guys for downloading, subscribing, and listening to Take Two Podcasts. I truly do appreciate it. If you could throw a quick rating and review on there, 5-star would be brilliant. Have not gotten one just yet since the show transitioned to just me and just me as a solo host. So anyone that wants to throw something out there, that would really mean a lot. I do appreciate that. And it does help the show grow. Everything has been great. Don't forget, before we sign off and get out of here, AMC gift card. Sorry, I had to hold it up for the YouTubers. AMC gift card. Boom. Merchandise. I have a magnet. I have a sticker. I've got more Take Two stuff that we're going to send your way. And of course, you get this Spider-Man Funko Pop. Boom. Guys, I might even get it to you in time for Christmas. And then you can just re-gift it and give it to a kid or something if you don't, or if you're not into the Funkos. Give it to my son because he really wanted it. Box office number. Opening weekend domestic number. That's it. Opening weekend domestic number for Spider-Man No Way Home. Shoot me a text, 667-365-8253. Leave a voicemail with your number, or you can slide into any of my DMs. Comment below where the show has been posted. I don't know, some of you guys might not want to comment so that other people see your guess. You want to put that on the side. Comment, Bob Barker rules, where if you go over, too bad. We won't know these numbers until the Monday after. It was at the 2017, 18, yeah, the 20th, so we won't have a winner until then. I will say one person has already submitted their claim, so if nobody else submits, we already have a winner. That their number is already in there. I won't tell you what it is, but we already got one in. Get them in ASAP and you can win these fun prizes. And that's it. Just a little Christmas giveaway action based around Spider-Man. Episode 269. This was actually a lot of fun, guys. Thank you for listening. Take Two Podcast. Have a great night, everyone.